Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, April 24th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's gonna open in about 6 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this room real quick, and then we'll get started with our analysis shortly. It's got a couple things here to update, and we should be good to go. Perfect. Things here, and we should be all set. All right, great. Looks like we're pretty much all good to go here. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here on the premium. All right, cool. Links being sent out right now. Solid. Link sent out. Looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, we got a few moments for people to make their way in, and then we will get started with the analysis shortly. All right, perfect. Morning, everybody. Today is Monday, April 24th. Happy Monday, guys. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Market's going to open in about 3 minutes. I took this pre-market trade right here, but I just closed it out for partial profit because we're getting close to open right here. I don't want the price to spike down on me. So I'll just take a screenshot of like the trades I took. I took one trade last night. I took one trade today. I'll just show you guys where my profits are currently sitting right now. They're kind of spread out a little bit, but you guys will see. All right. So I'm not counting this trade or the trade last night. There were just high low momentum scalps I saw that looked good. But these are the profits I have currently so far across my accounts. Yeah, I'm not going to hold on to this into open. It's been going sideways for a bit. But if you guys are wondering which trade I took, it was this one right here on the 1 minute. We had a higher high, sell signal here, breaking close past the pivots 1 and 2. It looks like it was going to hit TP right here. It probably will hit. Market is opening in a few minutes, and I don't want to get caught in that spike, so I just pulled out right here for basically 75% profit. I'll just leave it up there so we can follow it. I'm not in the position anymore. I don't know if anyone else took that trade, but that's just one that I took right there pre-market. So let's see who's here so far. Let's see. Morning, David. Morning, Søren. Morning, Martha. Morning, Van Hartwig. Morning, Omar. Morning, Maria. Morning, Daniel. Morning, guys. Market is opening right now in about 2 minutes. As you guys can see, a lot of unusual price movement right here. It is Monday, so just keep that in mind, guys. Monday is one of the riskier days to trade. I typically don't trade on Monday, but or I don't trade pre-market on Monday, but I just saw some good entries, and that's why I took them. I think links are all sent out, so I think we should be good to go. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Morning. All right, looks like we are pretty much good to go, guys. Market is opening in about 30 seconds. So we'll see how the market looks shortly. HC, morning. Morning, Glenn. Morning, Keith. Doing great, man. Good to see you here. I haven't seen you in a while. I know you've been trading solo for a bit, or like with your own group, but been doing good here. We all been doing pretty good. Morning, Satyam. Morning, guys. All right, so it looks like majority of you guys are here. There we go with the opening bell, guys. Market is now open. So this is exactly why I don't like holding trades on open, because you get these crazy spikes. I'm going to take this off because I'm not in that position, of course. But we will be looking for more entries here along the way. So don't worry, there's gonna be more entries coming. There's actually an entry here for a buy that came up right here on the 629 candle. There was a lower low buy signal here, broken close past the pivots. Actually, never mind, take that back. There's no entry here because this candle prior actually opened up. So I'm glad I pulled out of that sell, because obviously, market can do anything here on open. A lot of people are entering the market from the weekend. So definitely better to sit out rather than take a trade and, be caught in any of these price spikes. So market is now open, guys. I'm going to mark up opening price right here at 630. Huge spike to the upside. There's opening right there. There's 8 o'clock. I think there's a couple news events coming up today too. So let me mark up opening price right here. Let me clean this up actually. Take off all the drawings. I'm going to share something with you guys as well that I started to notice yesterday when I was looking at the market during Asia session. This is one thing to look out for. So see how price breaks above the sessions right here? So price broke above it. If you get a V1 variation up here, I've noticed that price tends to fake out. So like, for example, right here, price pushes up through here. If you get a V1 variation right here, I'm going to assume that price drops at least 300 pips. So just something to look out for there. It's just a pattern that I started to notice. Like, for example, down here, well, there's not one right here, but I took a trade last night. That was a V1 variation. And it worked. So like, for example, right here, price broke and closed below the sessions right here. There was a V1 variation right there, pending buy signal. And this could have been taken right here for a buy. You can see right there a full TP. So this candle right here actually didn't break and close past it. The candle has to break and close past these sessions, and there needs to be a V1 variation. If you guys see that pattern come up, typically those are like V1 variations that I tend to see work very well. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. There's another V1 variation right here. So you see how price broke and closed. I'll scroll in a little bit. You can see over here how price broke below. There's no V1 variation right here, but price broke above and there's a V1 variation right here, right? If you guys see that right there, you can see how price broke and closed past the sessions, V1 variation right here for a sell. And it took a while because it was Asia session, but it did hit full TP right there with no drawdown. So just something to look at, guys. If you guys like to apply the V1 variation strategy, that's going to be something I'm going to be looking at as well, because it does play out very well. Typically, as I mentioned before, guys, whenever price breaks and closes past the sessions like this, it typically fakes out. And, it's pretty obvious. That's like one way to identify these fake outs here for the price break and close past sessions. So something to probably pay attention to. Hey, Shannon, how's it going? Morning. Morning, Gak. Good morning, Kenny. Morning, CJ. Morning, everyone. All right, guys. So market is now open. We're looking for any possible entries applying the high-level momentum scalp. As you guys know, the main strategy that we apply here on the live session is the high-level momentum scalp. But if I see other entries, I'll just notify you guys. I know you guys here like to apply, for the most part, the most popular strategies that are applied here are the high-level momentum scalp, the high-low scalp, the V1 variation, and sometimes the momentum scalp. So yeah, I'll look at that. But other than that, let's take a look at the overall picture of the market. So I'm going to go and clean things up over here. Looks like market is pretty much either bullish or bullish neutral across the board. As you guys can see here from the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute time frames. On the short time frames, price is bullish. Reason for that is because price is above the pivots. the trend meter is green, and the pivots are all angling up. Looking over here on the higher time frames, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4-hour time frames, price is bullish neutral. Right here on the 30-minute, price is bullish because price is above pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. The 1 hour right here, price is attempting to shift to the upside, but it's kind of in the middle. The 4-hour right here is directly in the middle. So on the very high time frame, 4-hour, it's neutral. 1 hour is neutral bullish, and the 30-minute is bullish. So you can see over here, price is starting to make its way back to the downside. On the 1 minute, we'll see how this ends up pushing it through. But right now, you guys can see from the lower time frames, price is bullish. Higher time frames, price is neutral bullish. So pretty much bullish neutral overall. We have a pending sell signal right here, guys. We currently have a higher high. If this sell signal breaks and closes past the pivots over here, then possible entry for a sell. I don't know if it'll close below, but we'll see. Go ahead and mark up the upper zone right there for the possible ceiling. So we have a possible entry right here if this ends up closing below pivots 1 and 2. So it's got to close down here. It doesn't look like it's going to close, but I mean, we'll see if it ends up closing down there. It's kind of a big candle, so you might want to wait for it to retrace a little bit before entering. We'll see how it closes. If it closes like this normally, then you can just enter right away. If it doesn't, then you can probably wait for it to retrace. I'm going to enter right here. Let me see if I can get in right here with the sell stop. All right, looks like I'm in the position. All right, full TP. It didn't close me out. Or actually it did. That was a big spike. I don't know if anyone got closed out on that. That was a big spike. It went straight to TP right there. If anyone was able to get out of it. Yeah, that was a weird spike. Let's see. Yeah, that was a weird spike. It just spiked down super fast. Went straight to TP. Nice. Yeah, so Satyam said awesome first win. Let's see. All right, so there goes the first win right there for the week, guys. If you guys caught it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. Just wait for the next one. It was a really fast spike. See, Satyam got his win off that. Maddie said he's still in it. Not sure if anyone else is still in it. Maria said she entered late. Ben Harwick said he didn't get a spike. Dan said he's still in it. Natasha's still in it. So if price comes back down, guys, I probably recommend just pulling out early for a partial profit if possible, because this thing here is just moving kind of crazy right now where it's currently at. I mean, it looks like price is coming back down, but definitely want to be a little careful right now. Today is Monday, as you guys know. Typical craziness in the market. Looks like price might be attempting to swing back down to opening price right here. Let's see where it's currently at. So there's no other entries here yet, guys. This is a higher low. In order for us to get an entry in the opposite direction, we need to get a lower low. So price needs to come back down a little lower. Target price point where I'd see price pushing to would probably be the opening price down here. But obviously price is kind of just going back and forth right now. So we'll see where this ends up going. But it looks like price is going to be coming back down further. Obviously, like I mentioned, I think target price point is going to be the opening price. Here's a clean chart right here. I'm going to mark up this opening area right here. Right there where price is currently at. Let's take a look at fundamentals right now. So let me go and refresh the CNBC website. So looking over here at CNBC, little update right here. So stocks open, little change to start the week as traders brace for tech earnings. So not too much news right there. As you guys can see across the board for all the indices, it's pretty much flat. The Dow's currently up 6 points, S&P's up 4 points, Nasdaq's up 13 points, Russell 2K is up 1 point, and the VIX is currently up 3%. So I mean, it's pretty flat. It's not really bullish or bearish. It's just neutral right now with regard to all the indices. I think the market is closed right now for the AUD market and NZD, so it might not be, in full effect right now. So, all right, let's see if there's anything else here for us to look at. I don't think there's any news today. Let me check real quick. Nothing over here for Forex Factory. For my FX book, there's news over here at 7:30. That's pretty much the only news event. So as you guys can see, price is kind of moving a little crazy. This is typical for a Monday. So, if you guys are entering any trades today on Monday, just make sure that you guys are pulling out when TP gets hit, whether it's for a small win, small loss, etc. Because market's going to move pretty crazy today. As I mentioned before in the past, this is the 10-minute, sorry, wrong chart. As I've mentioned in the past, guys, the market moves very unusual on Mondays and Fridays, because that's typically, I forgot to post this up real quick. So let me just get this posted. See this real quick. So if you guys are still in the position, guys, it's still technically running. So it still hasn't hit, it hasn't pushed up high enough, but it did hit TP earlier. So I don't know if there's anything wrong with MFF or FTMO. It looks like some of you guys are having issues right now. Some of you guys are either hit your TP. Some people got stuck in it. Some people I don't know, everyone's kind of seeing different things for FTMO and MFF. Seems like everybody on FTMO looks like it either closed out for them already. People on MFF looks like they're stuck in it. So I'm not sure where you guys are currently at with your position. I'm already out of the position. I already hit my TP. So I'm not sure where everybody's at with that, but I'm gonna go ahead and just post my updates over here real quick, and then we will move on to the next trade. So let me go and just update this right here. So Maria said she took this pre-market. There's one win right here. She took the lower low at the buy signal. She took that for a full TP. So nice work right there, Maria. I didn't take any buy there. I took the sell in the opposite direction. But we'll be looking for another trade here. So there's no other entries over here. Currently, there's a higher low and a lower high. There's no lower low or higher low right now, or higher high. There needs to be a higher high or a lower low. So I'm just going to leave this marked up here because that's the higher high. If we get a lower low, I'll mark up at the lower end. But at the moment, there's not really much here. There's a lower low here, technically. And I guess I can use this for now until we get a new lower low. But at the moment, there's just nothing for us to necessarily look at right now. Barty's asking, Sean, once you get a free, please explain the trade you took. It's the same trade we've been taking for the past couple months, Barty. We haven't changed the strategy, same exact strategy. It's a high-low momentum scalp, this one right here. So we're only applying one strategy here. There's a higher high here. There's a sell signal that broke and closed past the pivots. You need to follow the criteria. Identify higher high is right there. Identify valid momentum signal. There's a valid sell signal right here. Confirm price break and close past pivots 1 and 2 using pivots indicator. We had all those requirements met right here, and that was the entry that we took. So, it's the same strategy. Nothing's changed. It's been the same thing for the past, I don't even know how long we've been applying this for I think since February. So it's the same strategy you've been seeing every single day. There's nothing here that's going to be different. The trade's still technically running, guys. If you guys are still stuck in the position, there was another opportunity here to pull out. You guys got to pay attention to the trade. If you guys are still in it, there's a bunch of opportunities here to pull out for either a small profit, a small loss, break even, etc. But you guys got to be paying attention to the trade. For these scalps here, you guys can't like just step away because a lot can happen within a few seconds or a few minutes. Like for example, here, if you guys miss the exit again right there, you might be still stuck in the position. So just make sure that you guys are paying attention to these scalps. These aren't really set and forget trades because sometimes you'll get caught in the spread or you'll get caught in slippage. Looking over here at FTMO, the spread's currently 180 right now. I'm not sure what it is on MFF, but I'm pretty sure it's bad because that's typically, how it is with those types of brokers. So just make sure that you guys are paying attention to your trades if you guys are scalping. There's no other entries here because there's no higher high or lower low. There's a lower high right here, and there's a higher low right here. In order for us to have an entry, we need a higher high or a lower low. So there's nothing for us to take right now. The pending momentum is going to be a sell. So we're looking for a higher high to be established right here. We're probably not going to get that yet because there's a lower high right here. If this pushes past it, it's going to be a new lower high. It's just going to push past a little further, I think. Actually, no, I take that back. Sorry. If price ends up closing past or pushing past this this lower high right here, we're probably going to get a higher high. The only reason that I know that is because we currently have a higher low right here already. So lower high, higher low. If this here pushes past this area, then it's going to establish a new higher high. And then from that point, we could look for another higher high right there. All right, so there goes the higher high that we were looking for. Possibly another entry right here as price comes back down lower. I'm going to go ahead and just make adjustments right here. All right, so we have that higher high right there. If we have a candle that breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 right here with a sell signal, then there's going to be a possible entry for a sell. Just one more thing here to look for. This price comes down. So I'm just going to give you guys a little update over here in the group. There's just a lot of stuff going on in the market right now. It's Monday, so you're going to get a lot of this spiky, blocky movement back and forth. Let's see, Dejan said he sent me. So let's see what Dejan sent me over here. Yeah, so Dejan over here closed for a small loss. I mean, this is better than having a full loss, right? Looks like his candles over here moved kind of crazy. Yeah, so it looks different here. Looking at MT4, or I don't know if you're on, I think you're on FTMO, right, Dejan? Yeah, because you're dot cash. So it looks like over here on MT5, it didn't show the spike that came down. The spike happened right here. It just spiked down and it shot right back up. But it looks like on Dejan over here, he didn't see that come down. So he just ended up closing for a small loss. Good thing right here, he had a really small loss because on the next trade, he can make it back. I mean, I guess it just varies by certain people on their different accounts. It looks like some people got out with the actual TP. Some people got out for a partial loss. Some people got out for a partial win. I mean, it just depends on your broker or which platform you guys are using. I'm using MT4. So it actually spiked out. It dropped real quick and it pulled me out. Some people pulled out when it was stuck below the profit right here. I mean, I don't know, everyone's kind of different. I'm not sure how it was for MT4 or for MFF though, because I don't trade MFF on my main account. It gave me a partial profit, so I'm not sure what everybody else locked in on that one. Anyways, there's a new higher high right here. So I'm going to go and establish a new top right there. If this ends up closing, then we're going to look for another possible opportunity for entry right here. So there goes a higher high right there. Yeah, City said MFF didn't get a spike. Candles look way different. Yeah, it seems like each broker kind of had like a different movement, like right here in this area. So I'm not sure, guys. I don't trade on MFF as my main account. My main account is my FTMO. So I'm just following what shows up on my screen versus I can't really say what's going on with MFF. They've been having issues lately, though. So if you guys have been following for the past like 2-3 months, MFF has been giving me half profit for like every trade. I get full profit on my FTMO, but it's always like a half profit on my MFF. I don't know if their spreads are wider or the liquidity is just not there. I'm not liquidity, slippage, but I don't know. I can't really say. So, that's the reason why MFF is still not top funding company. FTMO is always going to be number one for now, but I can't really say for MFF. All right, price is pushing back up a bit higher. There's a new higher high right here. And this is completely fine. If price continues to establish a new higher high, then that's fine. But there's just no entry for us right now. So you can see over here on the clean chart, price is retesting the same area that we had the zone drawn up. I just leave the zone drawn up here since price is pretty much in that same area again. So we have that higher high right there. Again, another opportunity here for a sell. Higher high. If this candle breaks and closes past the pivots down below here, then possible entry. If not, then we're just going to have to wait again. All right. Nice. So Satyam over here said he took the double body. So it looks like Satyam here took the double body down here. And he took it for a quick 100 pips. Nice work, Satyam. There's another V1 variation possibly coming up right here as well, guys. This area, if the candle ends up closing. One question from Nick. Nick said, spread was screwing me over. Hey, Sean, we got a new member, Omar. He's trying to set up the trend meter properly. So depending on how you have your trend meter set up, Omar, so the default settings have it set to the intraday settings. So if you're applying the intraday strategy, then it'll be set at default. So this is what the default looks like: 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. If you want to switch it to just scalping, go over here and just click on chart, 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 and chart. Once you have that set up right there, click OK. And then it's going to set you up with the trend meter only as the time frame that you're on. So if you're on the 1 minute time frame, it's going to show you what the trend is on the 1 minute, and then vice versa. If you're on a different time frame, it's going to show you what the trend is on that time frame as well. The trend meter is not required for this specific strategy, so it's not really necessary. But if you want to use it that way, that's how you'd set it up. You would you just go to your settings over here, go down your trend meter, click on settings, and then change everything in chart, and then it'll show you what the specific trend would be for this time frame that you're on. So yeah, no problem, Omar. That's what you would use it for if you want to look at the trend. I mean, it's not necessary for this strategy, but if you're applying different strategies that require you to confirm the trend, then that would be necessary. Specifically for scalping, you would use it for that, and then you could also use it for you could use it in conjunction with the pivots. Perfect. Yeah, no problem, Omar. All right, guys, so we don't have an entry here yet. As I mentioned, we need this candle to break and close past the pivots down here. So we currently have a higher high. We need the red candle to break and close past the pivots with the sell signal. If we get that, then possible entry for a sell, but we just do not have that yet at the moment. So basically what we're waiting for over here. Satyam actually took the V1 variation that I mentioned up here. So there was a higher high right there. There was a V1 variation right here that closed. So if you guys took that trade full TP, I didn't take the trade. Looks like Satyam did. Just depends if you guys want to take that V1 variation. As I mentioned, that's one of the more popular strategies. There's the V1 variation, the high-low scalp, and this one, of course, the high-low momentum scalp. All right, so as you guys can see, price is starting to consolidate here a little bit. I don't like when this happens, so I might not be taking this entry here, guys. Just an FYI. We started to notice this a lot last week and the week before that. When price starts to consolidate around a certain area, it's typically an area where you should probably skip because it's opportunity for manipulation there. We typically want to have an entry when it's a straight shot. So we want a higher high, sell signal, break and close, straight down. We don't want it to come down, retrace, consolidate, and then continue to consolidate for a while, because this trade's supposed to hit right away. So if it's not hitting right away, it's probably better to just sit out and wait. Nice. Maria took the V1 variation as well. Satyam said 4 wins for the day. He's done, moving to demo account. Nice work, Satyam. So that's the key thing. Like Satyam over here. a problem with a lot of people is revenge trading and over trading, right? If you guys have a problem with revenge trading and over trading, if you guys have locked in your wins for the day, then just close out your MT4 or just switch over to a demo account and continue trading. It's going to help with your trade psychology because, obviously when you guys see a lot of these entries come up, you guys start to get greedy, right? Not just certain people, but a lot of people in general. So Satya Mobir has 4 wins. He already, that's his limit for the day. If he goes over 4 wins, it's probably over trading for him. So 4 wins for the day for Satyam, he's done. And now he's moving to a demo account where he can continue to trade, but he's not going to be risking any actual potential profits, right? So there's a possible entry right here, guys. I'm going to hold off on this one right here because, as I mentioned, I don't like when price starts to consolidate, and it didn't even close here anyways. So there was no entry on this one right here, guys. So just an FYI, you need that sell signal there to close below the pivots. If this here closes with the sell signal, there's possibly still another entry there. But, just like I mentioned, I don't like when price starts to consolidate like this because typically it starts to create the opportunity of a fake out, which I don't want to get caught in right here. Yeah, Maddie said he's going to sit out of this one sideways movement. I agree with you too, Maddie. It's not a good entry for us to really risk here. I mean, I'll mark it up for you guys. If it closes, I'll mark it up for you guys. I'm not going to take this trade, guys. It's going to give you guys a heads up. So if it hits, I'm not going to count it as a win. If it doesn't hit, I'm not going to count it as a loss because I'm not taking the trade. The only trades that I count as official entries are the ones that I personally take myself. So I'll mark it up and I'll show you guys, but I'm going to give you guys a heads up right now. I'm not going to take this trade even if it closes valid. Okay, so the candle right here broke and closed past it, but there was no sell signal. So there's no entry there. In order for there to be an entry, all the criteria here has to be met. First criteria, identify a higher high or lower low. There's a higher high right there. Second criteria, identify a valid momentum signal using the momentum indicator. As you guys can see right here, there is no sell signal, right? That closed. So with that said, there's no entry here. So now we're going to move on to the next opportunity that comes up. Yeah, Maddie said they're luring in some sellers. The reason for that, guys, is because retail sentiment is very high. As you guys can see right here, retail sentiment is currently 68% short. So I think price will come down a little bit and we'll just swing back up. Eventually I think price is going to hit some sort of support and it's just going to swing right back up. It's pretty far from the support though. The bounce actually happened right here off the 4 hours, you guys can see. So I look at support at these lower lows. So if the sentiment is very strong for a buy, you can see where the bounce happened right here is a double bottom off the 4 hour. So I would establish this as a support. You can see right here, our price came down right here at about 3 a.m. Price came down right here, bounced directly off it and corrected right back up. Right, the next area of resistance would be right here. And you can see it already bounced off it, right? So if you look over here, it actually bounced off it 3 times, the triple top. There's 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection for a triple top, and the price came down very heavy. So we currently have a double bottom right here. So price might push up. If it continues to push up, this is going to be the area to look for the bounce right there. It'll be a quadruple top right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections. If it does happen to end up at that area. But we'll just play by ear. I mean, obviously you guys don't want to look too far into the 4 hour because this is too far of a time frame. You don't really care what's going on that far out. You just care about what's happening right now specifically. So I'm just giving you guys a bigger overview of like what's likely to happen. This is why it's important that you guys have my indicators. So check this out on the 30-minute time frame. Look at where price is bouncing off of. So if I draw this current higher high right here, look at where price is bouncing off of, right? It's a pretty strong resistance. So you don't really see it there on the 4 hour, but you can see over here, this is a strong, huge wick. There's another rejection right here, and there's another rejection right here, and there's another rejection right here. So if you guys have my indicators, you guys can see this stuff. I know it's hard to see without the indicators, but when you guys have my indicators, this is the whole reason I created it for, so you guys can look back. So right here, we have a higher high, higher high, higher high, right? That's a triple top right there. If you get a triple top right there, and this actually closes with like a V1 variation. So look how there's a V1 right here, right? There's a double body rejection. Right here, there's a double body rejection. If we get another double body rejection right here, then this could be the initiation of price to drop down further. So, my tools are very versatile. You don't have to use it for my specific strategies. You can use it for your own analysis. And this is one perfect analysis right here that can show you that this is a strong resistance. But I mean, who knows, right? You don't have to like focus on that specifically. It just depends on like what you guys are looking for in the market. But right now, that's kind of what I see happening. There's a double bottom here on the 4 hour. That's a higher time frame. 30-minute right here is a bit of a lower one, but you can see there's a triple top right there. So price can come down from where it's currently at. We don't really get tied up in that stuff because we're trading here on the 1 minute, but I just want to show you guys the bigger picture here because there's conflicting analysis. If you're trading on the 4 hour long term, it looks like price is going to go up. If you're trading here on the 30-minute, it looks like price can come down, but we'll have to wait and see where this plays out. There's no entries for us here. There's no sell signal. So in order for us to have an entry here for a sell, we need to have a new higher high, right? In order for us to have a new higher high, price needs to break and close past, or not really close, but it just needs to break past this higher high right here. So if this candle pushes past this area, it's going to establish a new higher high. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said price is currently ranging right now. Yeah, it's just ranging between these two zones. So we currently have the upper zone right here, lower zone right here. Price is just going back and forth between this area. Here is the clean chart. You guys can see it here a lot better. Let me just go and mark up this lower area. So huge wick right here. Again, another huge wick right there. And price is just going back and forth from where it's currently at. So there actually might be another V1 variation right here. Not one I'd personally take, but there's another V1 variation here that's currently pending. There's a lower high right here, double body rejection. This can be the possibility of a push to the downside right here to come and test opening price. So if you guys are applying the V1 variation, there's one that's currently pending right here. Not one I'd take myself because I'm only looking at this specific strategy. But I know a couple of you guys like applying the V1 variation like Satyam. We took about 4 of them today, all full TPs. And I mean, it might be enough for it to push down a bit. But again, I'm not applying the V1 variation myself, so I'm not going to take the trade. I'm just letting you guys know that there's a possible opportunity right there. So I'm not in this trade right here, guys. I'm still looking for a high-level momentum scalp. Yeah, exactly. Satyam said there's too many wicks below. So that's another hint that you guys can look at. If you guys see too many wicks right here, like you guys can see how these candles right here are just ranging. There's a lot of wicks on the bottom, a lot of wicks on the top. This just indicates that price is indecisive, right? So you probably don't want to take a trade on those types of areas right there. There's no entry here. I know there's a pending sell signal, but right here is a lower high. It needs to be a higher high in order for us to have an entry. So again, looking at the criteria, guys, the strategy is very simple. There's technically only 2 requirements here. 2 and 3 are pretty much the same requirement because you're looking for a sell signal to break and close past pivots 1 and 2. So in reality, there's only 2 requirements here. You're looking for a higher high or a lower low. There's no higher high here, so there's no entry. And also price is already below the pivots. There's no entry there. So the entry that I just showed you guys earlier, this V1 variation, if you guys took that, it looks like it already hit TP. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's fine. I'm not counting this as an entry, but I did give you guys a warning that there's an entry there, right? V1 variation right there, price pulled up. There's a high right there, double body rejection. This is a reversal pattern using my indicators, and it played out perfect. Yeah, Cameron here looks like he took it. Nice work, Cameron. So yeah, whoever took it, guys, nice work. If you guys didn't take it, completely fine. It's not one of the official entries. The only official entries I'm counting is this strategy right here. But you guys can see that I have over 30 strategies here that you guys can learn. They all work very well. But it's, it's really up to your preference. If you guys want to apply that strategy, great. If you guys don't, then that's fine too. All right, so there's no entry here for us yet, guys. We currently have a lower low right here, but we need this sell signal here to close. So we need the sell signal to close so that we have the opportunity, and that's perfect. It closed right there. So now we have a possible opportunity for a buy here. We don't have one yet, but we do have a possible opportunity for a buy. So we have a lower low right here. If this candle closes with a buy signal, then there's going to be a possible entry for a buy. So price is below the pivots right here. If this candle here breaks and closes past the pivots 1 and 2, this blue and green pivot with a buy signal, then there's going to be a possible entry here for a buy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go and move this up a little bit. So you're looking for a buy signal here, guys. If you guys get that buy signal, then possible entry. All right, the pending buy signal right there. You just want to make sure the candle is not too big. So you just keep that in mind. You want to make sure the candle is not too big. And I'd probably look out for the sessions too. Just make sure you wait for the candle to close. The candle there did not close, guys, so there's no entry there. So this is why it's important that you guys wait for the candle to close, because if you guys didn't, you guys entered early, you get caught in the candle right there. So no entry right there, guys. You guys got to wait for these candles to close. All right. Maddie said the V1 variation closed right there. Yeah, there was a V1 variation right here, guys. Double body again from the bottom area. You know, I think this is just going to squeeze. I think price will continue to range around this area until it decides to, you know, finally move in a direction. But right now you can see that price is just squeezing. The range is getting tighter and tighter. Unfortunately, no entry right here, guys. I was tempted to enter that trade right there too. Wasn't able to enter it. It's all good. Now we're just waiting for another opportunity here. So whenever you guys are looking for these entries, guys, you guys have to wait and be patient, right? Because I mean, it's so unpredictable how price is going to move here. So you guys want to make sure that you guys are waiting for these confirmations to actually close out and solidify the entry. Let's see. Nick said MT4 closed for the day for me. Ended up with a loss from that trade earlier. Tried to pull out when it went into profit, but I was too late. So pulled him out for stop loss. Yeah, today's is a bit of a weird day. As you guys can see, looks like some people made profit. Or I mean, looks like majority of people made profit. Some people made loss. It's just a weird day. Typically, Mondays and Fridays are like this. So you guys can see the blocky movement in price. There's no direction. Price kind of just establishes a high, then establishes a low, and then just kind of ranges down the middle. This is normal for a Monday. This is why I always tell you guys to be very careful on Mondays and Fridays, because you get a lot of this very unusual movement. It's not really the type of market that you want to be stuck in, especially if these trades aren't really closing or hitting. Like, for example, right here, I thought this buy signal was going to close. Good thing I waited for it to actually close, so I didn't hop into it. Because if I did, I'd be stuck in this back and forth movement right here. Let's see. Cameron said, I only tend to take V1 bodies if the candle is strong. Does the size matter? The size of the body not matter? Yeah, for the V1s, it doesn't matter, Cameron. For the V2, it does matter, because for the V2, you're looking for a strong candle in that direction. So I'll put the criteria here for the V1. So looking over here at the V1, you want to look at overall bias. If you look at the overall bias, the technicals were bullish. Retail sentiment's bullish as well. So this would have been okay. You look for the high-low, look for the double body, and that's about it. Double body or double wick. In comparison to the V2, the V2 requires that you have a strong candle in the direction of the trade. So that's the difference between the V1 and the V2, but they're pretty much the same thing. You're just looking for a strong candle for the V2. Yeah, Dan said messy Monday. Maddie said super sideways. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much going sideways. I'm trying to make it as obvious as possible, but it might be hard for some people to see. I'm going to go and mark up the next zone right here. I think that's the zone, right? Yeah, it's right there. So as you guys can see, price is just going sideways. This is where market opened. We had a huge bullish push right here, and then price just ended up ranging right here. We have the high around this area, and we have the low around this area. I'll just update this a little bit, because realistically, it's just this area right here. It's just squeezing tighter and tighter. So this is the range right here. If you guys are wondering how I'm identifying the range, I'm just identifying where the closest higher high and lower low is. So we have a higher high right here. That's where I established the basically the top or resistance. And then down here is the lower low, where I established the bottom and support. So I mean, realistically, you guys can see price is not going anywhere. It's just going sideways. around this area. Here's a clean chart. It's easier for you guys to see here. It's not really much movement here. Lots of, I mean, it's just going sideways for the most part, as you guys can see. My guess is that price is going to push up though. So I do think price is going to push up. The reason for price to push up right here is because retail sentiment is so strong for a buy. So as you guys can see over here, retail sentiment is currently 68% short. If you guys are not familiar with this, and if you guys are new, this indicates that 68% of retail traders are currently selling right now, right? If there's 68% of retail traders who are selling, and you know, majority of people lose in the market, where do you think price is going to go? Price is probably going to go up. So that's why I'm kind of biased here for a buy, because the sentiment here is very strong. Whenever it's above 65%, that usually indicates that there's a very strong bias in one direction. So you can see right here, it even says bullish, right? Wall Street's bullish for this specific asset, because currently retail traders are on the sell side. So, you know, typically whenever I trade, I do the opposite of everybody else, because majority of people are not that good at trading, specifically for US30. If you guys have seen a lot of people trade US30, there's not that many people that are actually good at US30, because it's a very hard asset to really figure out, because it's always changing. It's always changing, and you need to be able to adapt with the market, with however it moves. So right here, I do see that retail traders are currently selling. So I probably would want to take a buy. Here goes, price pushes up. You know, target price point is going to be the ceiling over here. It's probably going to push higher than that, but we'll see where it ends up going. All right, so there's still nothing here for us to really look at or take necessarily. I mean, price is kind of just pushing up. Target price point for here is going to be past this this zone and up to the sessions. So if you guys have noticed in the past, these sessions typically act as magnets. So price will typically pull towards these zones over here, and then that's going to be the area where price is either going to continue pushing up or that's going to push down. But the session over here has not been tested in some time. As you guys can see, that the session here got tested with this big wick, and then it came down super hard. Price tried to reach right here, but it didn't actually reach it. And but realistically, price is just going sideways. There's nothing here really going on. Just a back and forth movement. And then we have news coming up right here at 7:30, low impact. Thanks, Maddie, for the heads up. Yeah, I think it was on my FX book, Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. So there's not really much news today. There's a lot of news tomorrow, actually. So tomorrow at 7 o'clock, or at 6 o'clock, actually, pre-market, we have HPI, S&P CS Composite. 7 o'clock, we have a high impact CV consumer confidence, some basically recession inflation news, new home sales right here at 7 o'clock, Richmond Manufacturing Index. Wednesday, we have core durable goods orders, goods trade balance, prelim wholesale inventories at 5:30. So pretty much pre-market news right here. And then crude oil over here at 7:30. Other than that, Thursday over here, we have advanced GDP, unemployment claims, advanced GDP price index. So it looks like there's a lot of news this week after today. Not much today, but there's a lot of inflation news and recession news coming up right here later in the week, Tuesday till Friday. So yeah, I'm not really expecting too much of a movement here. But again, you know, what I mentioned earlier, guys, you know, price area right here that I'm looking for price to reach is going to be, and you can see right there, it's pushing up higher. New higher, higher right here. You guys remember where I marked up right here, right? I said the sessions over here acts as a magnet. So look where price went to. Pushed up right there, and then it tested the sessions. Didn't necessarily close past it, but it came and touched it. So look right there where I marked up. So I marked this area up right here, right? It went exactly to where I marked up that zoned area. So yeah, if you guys want to look for like basically target price points, it's going to be these horizontal lines on the chart. So if you guys look over here on my markups, you guys will see I have different horizontal lines. This green one right here is the New York high from yesterday, or from Friday, actually. The market was closed yesterday for New York. So this is the New York high from Friday. You can see where price reaches up to, right? Pushes up to that point. That's the New York high. This is opening price. If price ends up coming back down, this is going to be target price point, and vice versa down here as well. But unfortunately, no entries for us at the moment. As you guys can see, we currently have sideways movement. So we are just waiting for another possible opportunity here to come up. We don't have any opportunity yet, but we are waiting for something here to appear, obviously. So we have a higher high right here, but this doesn't really matter because we can't get a sell signal, right? We have a sell signal that's currently active right here. In order for us to get a sell signal, we need to get a buy signal. So if you guys are not familiar with how the momentum signals work, right here we have a pending buy signal. It only goes from sell to buy or buy to sell. So we have a sell signal here, buy signal here, sell signal here. Next signal has to be a buy. So even though we have a higher high right here, there's not going to be any sell signals to come up for us to take entry. We might get one next though. So we currently have a higher high right here. If this candle comes down, breaks and closes past pivots with the sell signal, then we may have a possible entry. But you can see how price is moving right here. I don't like how this moves because I typically want it to be a straight shot, right? If you look over here, we currently have consolidation again. So I'm going to go and adjust that high to this area here. This is the new ceiling. And as you can see, price is not a straight push. We typically want a higher high and a straight push to the downside. So depending on how this candle here closes, it's going to signify whether we have a straight push down or if price goes back into consolidation right here. We have the new higher high, but realistically, if you just follow this higher high right here, so this is the current higher high, but if you just left the zone from this point right here, this area has still been the same zone since market open, right? So the same zone right here is still active. Okay, so we have a higher high right here. If this candle breaks and closes past the pivots, and there's a possible entry for a high level momentum scalp. But again, as I mentioned before, guys, I typically would like to look for buys here versus sells because, as I mentioned, the retail sentiment here is very high. You typically don't want to trade where all the retail traders are currently selling. Hasn't really changed too much. It's been 68%. Looks like a lot of people who entered sells are just holding on to it, basically praying that price will come down. I think price will continue pushing up though. So we have 30 seconds left on this candle right here. If this candle ends up closing with a green candle, then, obviously price is going to be consolidating at this point. And it's not going to be one that I'm looking to necessarily take here. But as you guys can see, the market's been doing this, like literally all morning. Not really too much movement. Price is just going sideways. If there's any questions that you guys have regarding anything that I'm covering, just let me know, guys. And just another FYI, guys, I'm not having the mentoring session today. I'm going to have it later this week. So just an FYI. I got stuff to do today, some personal things. So no mentoring session today at 2 p.m. I'll set up a poll in the group. I think we'll have it tomorrow. I think the only days of availability that I have is going to be tomorrow. Let me check my calendar real quick. Tomorrow, Thursday. Actually, I could do it tomorrow too, or Wednesday. So pretty much any other day except for today. So I'll post up a poll in the group, guys, so you guys can vote for when you guys want the mentoring session, but I'm not going to be having it today. All right, so right here, guys, we have a possible entry for a sell. I'm not going to take this trade because, as I mentioned, we have price consolidating right here. If you guys want to take it, feel free. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not taking this trade, so it's not going to count as an official entry. Even if it hits, I'm not going to count it. So right here is a possible entry, but I don't like how the candles are moving. You can see we have the higher high right here. You can see we have the sell signal right here, breaking and closing past the pivots. The only problem here, though, guys, that you guys want to pay attention to is the fact that price is consolidating right here. You typically don't want to take trades like this. You want to take trades when it's a straight shot. So, for example, I'll see if I can find one here. An example of a good trade. I don't think there's one because this is from market open on Sunday. So I don't think there's any good examples here for you guys to see. Yeah, there's no good examples here. But typically you don't want to take trades when price is consolidating. You typically want to take a trade, and I'll see if I can find one over here from last week real quick, because I'm not in that trade, so it's not a big deal for us to follow. But let me go over here real quick to show you guys an example from like last week. I think we had one. I can't remember if we had a trade on Friday. This was Friday market right here. No, I don't think we had one on Friday. I just want to show you guys the difference between, a solid entry and an entry that I probably would avoid. All right, so I think there might be one right here. Let me just replay this real quick. Okay, so there's one right here. So here's one entry that I would, oh, never mind. Sorry, guys, it's not an entry there. It's all right. I'll just show you guys one if I see one, but there weren't really too many entries last week either. Okay, so here's one right here. I just want to show you guys a quick example of what I'd consider a good entry. So right here, we have the higher high. You can see how price comes straight down after, right? We have a higher high established at the top. We have a sell signal here that breaks and closes past that. I think this candle might be too big, but let me just see if we could find an example here to show you guys what's a good entry and what's not. Okay, so right here is the entry, price dropped right after, right? That's a full TP. This is what you'd want to look for. You want to look for a higher high. You want the sell signal to break and close past the pivots like immediately after, or like a few candles after, but it's a straight push down. This is an entry that I would have taken, would have went straight to TP. And I'll compare this with the current entry that's currently running. So this is one that's currently running right now. I'm not in this position right here, but you can see that it's not a straight push. We have the higher high right here. We have the sell signal, but there's green candles in between. So it's pretty much a consolidation push right here, just back and forth. This is one that I would typically avoid. We had a lot of these entries come up last week. We just avoided them because obvious reasons. Price doesn't end up pushing in profit right away or where we want it to actually go. So I don't know if that's something that we'll add as a criteria, but that's something that we've been noticing, over the past couple of weeks. And as I've mentioned to you guys, US30 is an asset that it changes like almost every day. So you have to be able to adapt with the market. If market's moving very volatile and very directional, then great, because that's how our strategies work. But for the most part, if price is going sideways, you typically want to sit out of the market. Unless you guys are applying the SR rejection scalp. If you guys remember the SR rejection scalp strategy, this strategy is specifically for sideways markets. So we're probably going to start applying this strategy in the summer, not right now, but in the summer, we're probably going to start applying this strategy right here, the SR rejection. This strategy is meant for sideways markets. If you guys are not familiar with how the market moves, typically in the summer, the market moves sideways. So in the summer, we typically apply this a lot because there's not very much of a directional market. This summer might be different though, because we're going through the recession. So we're probably going to get some volatile moves, but for the most part, this is going to be the main one that we're going to be looking at for now. I'm going to update the higher high right there so it's a bit cleaner. I'm going to update this one right here too. But you guys can see right here, it's not really doing too much. It's still ranging sideways. You typically want price to move directional for you to take any entries here, but there's nothing for us to take at the moment. Question from Madhu. Madhu's asking, was there just a momentum scalp variation? Let me check. Yeah, there's one right here, Madhu. I think this is the one you're referring to, right? Yeah, 718. This was a momentum scalp variation. So again, right here, here's another strategy that Madhu is looking at. This is one of the main strategies we were applying before in the past. This is called the momentum scalp variation. So confirm overall trend on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute. You can see over here that price is bullish, obviously. Bullish on the 10, bullish on the 5, bullish on the 1. Price is above the pivots, trend meters green. Pivots are angling up. So we have a strong bullish bias here. So that's step one. Step two, you want to confirm that momentum aligns on the 5 and 10. So you're looking for a buy signal here on the 5 and 10, which we have. Buy signal, buy signal. Third criteria, confirm retracement momentum signal on the 1 minute. You can see there's a sell signal here. This is a retracement signal. Step 4, confirm price closes past the pivots in retracement on 1 minute. You can see price close below it here on this momentum signal retracement. And then fifth, you want to confirm price close past the pivots in correction of overall trend, which is bullish, right? So right here, this is the entry that Madhu was identifying. Price retraced right here, price broke and closed again right there. And there was an entry there for a buy. And it went straight to full TP. So if you guys caught that, great. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. It's not one of the main strategies that we're applying, but it's another one of my strategies here that you guys have available to you. So I think you caught that, right, Madhu? If you did, great. If you didn't, it's okay. You did identify it properly, and that was a momentum scalp variation. All right, so if you guys want to, if you guys want to learn that strategy, as I mentioned here, this is the main strategy we apply on the live sessions, but I have like 30 strategies here that you guys can apply, like over 30 strategies that all work perfectly fine. They're just different types of strategies with different types of entry points. They're kind of the same. They're all based off momentum, but they provide for different entry points. We have another question over here from Glenn. Glenn's asking, will the 17 candle fit criteria for momentum scalp failure? Yeah, that's correct, Glenn. So there's actually two entries right here. This red candle right here was a momentum scalp failure. So we had two entries right there. The first one was a momentum scalp failure. Confirm overall trend, confirm retracement momentum signal, sell signal right there. Confirm volume was below average. Let me check volume real quick. Yeah, it's perfect. So it met criteria right there. This is momentum scalp failure, sell signal, volume was below average, overall bias is bullish. This right there would have been another entry. So two back-to-back wins right there if you guys took the momentum scalp failure and one right here for momentum scalp variation. Again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn these strategies, the strategies are free to learn. I have the entire strategy list available to you guys completely free. Again, I need to be transparent with that because people don't understand that the indicators are different. If you guys want the indicators, you have to pay for the indicators. But if you want to learn my strategies, they are completely free. So if you guys want to learn these strategies, go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on unlock your free access right here. Once you guys click on that, you guys will have access to the course. This is what the course looks like. If you guys scroll down to scalp strategies, or if you guys want to learn that momentum scalp failure and momentum scalp variation, just go down here to module 4, main strategies, and you'll see the momentum scalp failure right here, momentum scalp variation right here. And if you scroll down further, you'll go down to scalp strategies, and you'll find the high-low scalp, pivot scalp, triple confluence, variation V1, variation V2. So all my strategies here are available to you guys completely free if you guys want to learn them. But there's a difference between learning the strategies and being able to apply them with the indicators, because you're obviously going to need the indicators to apply them yourself. Anyways, there's no entries for us here, guys. Price is still ranging around this area. Here's the clean chart. As you guys can see, there's still nothing going on here. Market opened right here at 630. This is opening price down below, but this is realistically where price was on open. And there's not really much going on. So if I drew a line right here where the opening candle closed, and you see where price is currently at right now, it hasn't really gone anywhere, right? It's exactly where it was on open right here. So not too much. All right, Dejan, we'll see you back here tomorrow. See if there's anything else here for me to look at. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for entries here, but there's nothing for us to take right now at the moment. It's 7:28 right now, so we have about 30 minutes till 8. I'm hoping we'll get another entry here, but if not, then we're just going to sit tight and wait for something here to come up. We're not going to force any trades. We're only going to take quality trades here because we don't want to have any losses to kick off the trading week. We just had one trade for today to hit TP, and that's pretty much it for now. Just looking for another entry here, but we do not have anything here yet. If I see anything good, I'll let you guys know, but obviously I don't see anything here yet. One thing that you guys can be looking for here would be a possible high-low scalp. So here's one thing right here, guys. So if this candle closes above with the buy signal, this can be a triple confluence. So again, there's another strategy there that you guys can apply. If you guys remember the triple confluence, Nick, we talked about this. This is a strategy that Nick really likes because it has such a strong win rate. I think we applied that strategy a lot during, I think, the fall and winter last year, and we didn't have any losses for the entire 3 or 4 months applying the triple confluence. There's no entry there, guys, unfortunately. So there's no triple confluence on there. There might be a high-low scalp, but there's no triple confluence here. So if this candle does close above, there may be a high-low scalp, but there's no triple confluence. This buy signal needed to break and close past this high right here, but it didn't, so no entry. All right, guys, we have news coming up right here in about a minute, so I probably would avoid any entries right now at the moment. It's not high impact, it's a low impact news event, but you guys have noticed how the low impact news events have been affecting the market in the past couple of weeks, specifically crude oil inventories. If you guys remember that from a couple of weeks ago, it pretty much affected the market pretty heavily. All right, so there's a high-low scalp right there, guys. I marked it up for you guys earlier. I'm not taking this trade because there's a news candle right there, but if you guys took it, it looks like it might have hit TP or almost hit. Yeah, it's on its way to TP right there. Not in this position though, so I just want to give you guys a heads up. For this specific entry right here, this is the high-low scalp, just the regular high-low scalp, not high-low momentum, but just high-low scalp by its own. So yeah, if you guys want to learn this strategy, if you pull up the course, it's going to be under scalp strategies. Just go down scalp strategy right here, high-low scalp strategy right there. If you guys click on that, you guys can have access to the video right there explaining the strategy. So I'm not in this position here, guys, but I'm just showing you guys that there's a high-low scalp that's currently running. This is the news candle, so I'm not going to really mess with it. So I'll just take this off so you guys are not confused. But as you can see right there, full TP. So if you guys take the high-low scalp, this is another popular strategy that a lot of people like to apply in the group. If you guys have the indicators in the strategy, you guys can apply this yourself. Price broke and closed past it. Looking at the criteria here, overall bias, retail sentiment was a buy, fundamentals were a buy, technicals were a buy. That confirms to only look for buys. Confirm the previous high-low. There's a lower high right here. Confirm price break and close past the previous high-low. Price broke and closed past it right there with this candle. Confirm trading the direction of momentum. There's a buy signal right here. Confirm price is not ranging or consolidating. Price broke out of the range on this candle right here. And price never touched this high in the past. So right there, straight TP for a high-low scalp. I'm not going to count that entry even though it hit full TP because I didn't take the trade. If I take the trade, it'll count, but I didn't take the trade, so I'm not going to count it. Main trade I'm looking for is this one right here, the high-low momentum scalp. But there we go, guys. We go to mark up news price right here. Got that marked up. I'm going to go and clean this up right here. Draw a new ceiling right there. And there goes a new higher high. So price might come down from where it's currently at. As you guys can see, this is a double top. There's a higher high right there, rejection. Another higher high right here. Not one I would take because, as I mentioned, retail sentiment is very strong for a buy right now. So I'm not looking to take any sells right now for the most part. I think if price does drop a little bit, it's a temporary push, and I think price will correct back to the upside. Oh, Turbo Keith. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, man, we got two Keiths in here. Yeah, no, it's breaking right through it, Keith. I think price will continue pushing up. Obviously, we had that bullish bias. I already mentioned this from this morning. We have a very strong bullish bias. I think the main pushing factor here is going to be the sentiment. Sentiment is just getting stronger and stronger. So I think if people keep bandwagoning onto these sells, price will just continue to push up even higher. Price may drop slightly. There's a V1 variation right here actually for a sell. I don't know if anyone caught that. There's a high right here, double body rejection, pending sell signal. If you guys caught that, it looks like you guys would have made some massive profit off this specific push here. So again, guys, there's a lot of strategies here that you guys can apply. It's a V1 variation right there. Again, here's the criteria for that V1 variation. I probably wouldn't take the sell though because the overall bias is not a sell. So it doesn't meet criteria specifically. Nice. Satyam here actually caught that trade. So if you guys caught that V1, solid. It's not a valid V1 though, because the overall bias is a buy. So I wouldn't be trading against the bias, but it is the pattern, reversal pattern right there. The reason why I would probably want to signify this is because we have a double top here and it was a V1 variation. So if you get a reversal pattern and it's a double top or a triple top or a quadruple top, it's likely to drop at least 100 pips for you to hit your, your prop target. Nice. Yeah, Satyam actually caught that sell for 300 pips. So really big push right there for Satyam. All right, here we are back with price bouncing back and forth. Let me go and mark up the ceiling here again. We didn't get that sell signal yet. So again, right here, guys, there's a possible entry here for a high level momentum scalp. It's not one I would take because obviously it's a consolidation push, but if you guys took it, it looks like it's currently running right now. I'm not in this position, guys. I just want to give you guys a heads up, but this was an entry and it went straight to TP right there. We had the higher high right there. Price broke and closed past the pivots with the sell signal. Price dumped right below it and it went straight to profit target. So if you guys took it, great work. If you guys didn't, it's okay. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to count as an official entry. Let's see. Daniel's asking if there's a pivot scalp entry over here at 728. Yeah, that was a pivot scalp entry right there. So again, another entry there, guys. So if you guys have been following all of the strategies I've been showing you guys, there was about like 6 strategies that came up. There was a high level momentum scalp earlier this morning. There's a pivot scalp right here that Daniel just identified. There's a couple of V1 variations for a buy and a sell. There's a high-low scalp that came up right here as well. So, as I mentioned, guys, you guys don't have to only apply this strategy. If you guys want quality entries that I'm only taking myself, then it's going to be this strategy right here. But if you guys want to learn the other strategies, I have a list of like so many different strategies here that you guys can apply. So if you guys don't like the strategy, it's fine. You guys don't have to apply it. Just pull up the course and find a strategy that you like and then master that. Because I have a lot of strategies here. I have over 30 strategies here that you guys can apply. So if this strategy doesn't work for you, find a different one that works for you and then build from there. And then when we have mentoring sessions, you guys can ask me questions regarding those strategies and I can show you examples and I can show you different ways of applying it. Sorry, price is dropping right back down below right here. This is fine. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I actually want price to establish a new lower low and I'll catch it as price swings back up. So if this candle here closes, there's going to be a new lower low here. That's just going to pretty much tighten the range because price is pretty big right now. It's pretty wide. We have that lower low right there. So let me go ahead and just adjust this. We have a new area right there. So price is still ranging between these areas, but it's just getting tighter and tighter, which is a good thing. Hey, Barack, how's it going? All right, so we have a lower low right here, guys. We'll see if this ends up pushing up from this point. There could be a possible V1 variation right here as well. So let's see how this here plays out. If it closes with a green candle, it could be a possible V1 variation. But I'm looking for a high level momentum scalp. So I'm looking for this lower low to establish, and I'm looking for price to push up and break and close past pivots with a buy signal. Looks like it might push down a little lower. Yeah, it looks like that's what's happening here. It's going to establish a new lower low if it pushes it down lower. And then right there, we have a new lower low. Let's go ahead and delete this real quick. We'll move it right back to where it was earlier until it establishes a new lower low. So as you can see right here, guys, we might have a double bottom. So we have a lower low here, and we have another rejection right here. This will be a double bottom, right? So if you guys are looking for a V1 variation, if you do get a V1 variation after this lower low, then it could be a possible good entry because we have a double bottom here off the support, and it looks like price can establish the reversal pattern that we're looking for. So you just got to wait for the candle to close. It has about 15 seconds left on it. So not a lot of time, but it does have some time here left on it. All right, about 5 seconds left. And the candle is about to close right about there. All right, it's still dropping, guys. So we have actually a deeper lower low. So this double bottom here actually didn't play out. We'll just delete that. So we're basically waiting for this here to establish the bottom. So we'll see how this here closes. If this closes above a little bit, then it can establish a new area right here. So if we get a big wick right here, so say for example, this lower low establishes and there's a big wick, it's still going to be a double bottom because this right here is going to reject off the same point. So I don't trade double bottoms, but I use them as confluences. See this big wick right here? This is exactly what I just warned of. So right here, look where it rejected off, right? It's still a double bottom. It's just this up here was a fake out. This right here is the actual double bottom. All right, so V1 variation right there. We'll see if price pushes up from where it's currently at. But, obviously I'm not entering a trade here yet. I'm looking for a high-level momentum scalp to play out. We don't have any entry here yet for a possible buy. I mean, there's a V1 variation here, though. So if you guys are looking for a V1 variation, there's technically one here. Looks like it's going to push up and probably hit its TP. You guys can see the double body rejection right there. So this is a confluence that I was just mentioning about. This strategy here that came up was a V1 variation. So overall bias here is bullish, of course. Retail sentiment 78% short. So you obviously want to do the opposite and buy. Technical bias here is bullish. Fundamentals are probably bullish as well. I'm not in this position. I just want to give you guys a heads up. I just want to mark it up to show you guys, what here was playing out. But there's a V1 variation there. The reason why this one here would look good is because it's a double bottom, right? Double bottom plus a reversal pattern right here, basically a double confirmation. So not in the position, but I just wanted to show you guys possible entry there if you guys were looking to take something. So we're still waiting for that buy signal. So in order for us to have a valid official entry here, we need a buy signal to break and close past pivots 1 and 2 right here. If we get that, then there's going to be a possible opportunity for us to take entry. For right now, I'm just going to wait for this here to play out. So this is a V1 variation. Yeah, like Maddie said, it's probably going to hit. I think it's going to hit. It's probably going to come up and test the pivots. I mean, that's like key point right there where price will push up to. Looking over here at sentiment, let me take a look again. Sentiment is currently 69% short. So yeah, I do think price will push up. It might not happen right away, but eventually it should be pushing up. Looking over here at the fundamentals. So fundamentals right now are currently 23. I mean, they're pretty much flat. They're just neutral right now. The Dow's currently up 23 points. S&P's down 2 points. Nasdaq's down 50 points. Russell 2K is up 5 points, and the VIX is up 2%. So it's not very strong, but it is pushing up slightly. Again, there's no entry for us here. Yeah, I'm just going to take this off. I don't want you guys to think that I'm in a position here. I'm looking for a buy signal to break and close past the pivots over here. However, the thing here that you want to be careful for as well is that price is consolidating, right? We don't want to take an entry when price is consolidating like this. So even if we do get an entry here, I'm probably not going to take it because price is just going sideways right now. So no entry for me here. I mean, even if we get the buy signal, I'm probably not going to take it because I don't like when market moves like this sideways. Here you can see prices rejecting off the support again. We'll see if wherever this ends up going. There's no position right now, so I'm not in anything at the moment. I'm still looking for a high level momentum scalp. This is like the main strategy that I'm applying here on the live sessions. If I don't see anything come up, then obviously I'm just going to wait. So here we go as price establishes a new lower low. As I mentioned earlier, this here can happen. This is why I don't enter trades right away because I'm just waiting for this here to establish the bottom. So right here, target price point is going to be opening price down there. New lower low here is getting established. Yeah, like Maddie said in the chat, if you guys are here in the Zoom, Maddie mentioned might want to test open, wicked off a 5-minute low as well. Probably going to hit, but there we go. As price pushes down and tries to test the low right there. Yeah, so I mean, pretty much same difference there, guys. Not too much going on here. I mean, price is still going back and forth. I do expect price to push up, but I don't know when it's going to actually push up. Price might come down, bounce off the opening price right here, and then push back up. But I think eventually it will push up. As I mentioned, the retail sentiment here, this is a longer term direction. So price can push down slightly and then it'll just correct back up at some point in the future. Looking over here, let me see if there's any areas of bounce. I don't really see any areas of bounce here because there's no lower lows. The closest lower low is going to be down here off the 4 hour, but it's pretty far from it. It's not really anywhere near it yet. All right. So there's still no entry for us here, guys. If we get this nice push to the upside, then possible entry for us as price continues to, obviously push up higher. But we don't have that yet. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for this lower low and we're looking for a buy signal to break and close past the pivots right here. So again, guys, as I mentioned, this is the main strategy that I'm following. This strategy has not come up yet. We're looking for a lower low, and then we're looking for a buy signal to break and close past the pivots right here. If we get that buy signal that breaks and closes past the pivots right there, then possible entry for us to take a buy. But right here at the specific moment, there's nothing for us to take right now specifically. So again, here, just a sideways movement. But this might be the push up. So we have a lower low right here. If we get like continuous green candles here with the buy signal, then possible entry for a buy. But at the moment, we just don't have it yet. We need that buy signal to break and close past pivots 1 and 2 right here, meaning the blue and green pivot. Not just one, but both. All right, so if this green buy signal here breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2, then possible entry for us, but we just don't have that here yet. It's got to be valid too, so it's got to be a green candle. It can't be a red candle with the buy signal. So we need a green candle to break and close past this blue line right here. If we get that, possible entry. If not, then we just got to sit tight and wait again. This is really a game of patience, guys. So if you guys can see here, this is all discipline. Like, don't FOMO into any trades. Just really wait for that perfect entry to come up, which is possibly going to come up here if this ends up closing. We have 22 seconds left on this candle. You just got to be patient for that buy signal to break and close past pivot 2 over here. So again, guys, we're just waiting for this here to close out. We don't have it yet, but hoping it will come up sometime soon. Okay, if this here closes invalid, obviously no entry for us there. And we still have opportunity here, but the way that price is currently moving, probably want to be a little careful with any possible entry here. Because we did get a red candle right there. So with getting that red candle right there, this is not what I wanted, right? I wanted this to be a green candle because I want that straight push. I want the lower low and a straight push to the upside. Right here, we have the retracement. So this isn't exactly what we're looking for at this moment. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said it's got to shoot up pretty strong for it to be a good entry. I agree 100%. It's got to be a pretty strong push to the upside because it's going to identify it as the bottom right here and then a reversal back to the upside, or basically a correction back to the upside. So that buy signal there never closed, guys. I don't like the way the candles here are moving. So it does not look like we're going to have an entry here, even if price does push back above. So price will probably push back above, but it's not looking like a good entry here for us to necessarily take. Yeah, Maddie said discipline is boring, but you got to do the boring work to be successful. Exactly, Maddie. So again, guys, unfortunately, no entry for us here. I was really hoping this here would close with a green, buy signal. It didn't end up closing, so there's no entry there. So again, we're back to the drawing board, just waiting for some sort of opportunity here to come up. I think price will push up though eventually. Obviously sentiment is very strong for a sell right now. So obviously I think price will swing up. It's just a matter of time until it does. So there we go. No entry there. Let's see. Omar is asking, does anyone know the correct pivot settings? So you are on the correct pivot settings. Omar, you just have to, if you just want 2 pivots, you can change to 2 pivots. The strategy only requires pivots 1 and 2. So technically you only need 1 and 2 on there. I just have the third one there for the other strategy for Vincent. So technically you only need 3 on there. I mean, you only need 2, but you can leave all 4 on there if you want. There's no correct pivot settings because you don't need to have only 2. You can have all 4 if you want. This is what 4 look like. But if you just want 2 on there, you just turn off pivots 3 and 4 because you're only looking at pivots 1 and 2. So if you're a little confused about like what criteria you need or like what you're looking for, just look at the requirements, right? If it says confirm price break and close past pivots 1 and 2, then you only need 1 and 2, but you can have 4 on there if you like. The only reason we have 3 is because Vincent's a different way of applying the strategy uses the third one. So depending on which one you're looking to apply, obviously, it just varies, but you can have 4 on there. It's just, it cleans it up a little bit. Yeah, no problem. Omar, like you can have 4 on there, but if it's confusing, like there's too much on the chart, then you can just take these off and it'll clean it up for you. Because then now you can just look directly at this, right? Pivots 1 and 2. You don't really have to look at the other ones because you already have your confluences right there lined up. Yeah. But yeah, if you want it to be as clear, so there's a possible entry right here, guys. There's a lower low. Possible buy signal here. I'm not going to take this entry here, guys, but I'll mark it up for you guys if it ends up closing. So you got to wait for the candle to actually close with the buy signal. If it doesn't close with the buy signal, no entry. So the buy signal right there did not close. As you guys can see, there's no entry here for a buy. This here would need to have a buy signal. We have a lower low there. We have the price break and close past the pivots. We just now need the buy signal, which never closed. So there's no entry here. Even though it would have been a good entry there, it looks like it would have hit TP or almost. There is no entry there. Man, today's it's just one of those days, guys. It's one of those days where you guys just got to be a little more careful with your entries, which is completely fine. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that and you guys are understanding that you just have to like be very patient about these entries here. The strategy works perfectly fine if you guys are patient and you wait for the actual entries to come up. But for today, there hasn't been too many entries. There's just one entry that came up earlier today, right here on open. But other than that, there's nothing else here that's come up. Price is pretty much just going back and forth with no opportunities for entry. So we currently still have a buy signal that's pending. But in order for us to have entry, we need a new lower low to be established. So this is what we're looking at now. It's just nothing for us here to take. It's just back and forth sideways movement. Here's the clean chart again. I'm going to go and just update this real quick. So we've got the high right there, higher high, and we have lower low right here. So if you guys look back to earlier this morning, it's like pretty much the same exact range. So the same range that we drew up here, if you so if you guys see this big wick right here, this is the first higher high, right, from this morning. This happened at 6:30 a.m. If you look at where price is currently at right here, it's literally at the same spot. See where that rejected from? So there hasn't really been much movement here. Market opened right there, established a high. Price came back and retested it right there. It's at the same exact price point. And then if you look at the same thing down here, it did the same thing, right? Established a low right there. And it established basically a triple bottom right there. So this is pretty much the same range that's happened all morning. This area got tested twice. This area got tested 3 times. Like literally no movement. This isn't the type of market you want to trade in. You want to trade in a market that's going directional. So this right here, obviously you guys can see price is just going back and forth. Let me just show you guys what it looks like here. So price is just going back and forth, right? If I turn off the candles, that's all price is doing, back and forth. What you typically want to see is you want this to happen. You want price to open up and you want some sort of direction, something like this, right? For price to just continue pushing up. But you can see over here, I'll turn off the candles. This is all you have. Back and forth range. Right here is what you actually want. You want price to push up, retrace, push up, retrace, push up, etc. Retrace. But right now there's just, there's nothing here going on. It's just a back and forth movement over and over again. So, all right, let's see if there's anything else here for me to look at. Here's some profits from Barack. So Barack for the day had a total profit of 5,797 for the day, all wins. So nice work right there, Barack. Solid profits right there. I mean, other than that, there's not really much going on. It's getting close to 8, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Just another reminder, guys, we're not having the mentoring session today. We're going to have it later this week. I'll post up a poll so that I can schedule a time that works for everybody. But we're just not having it today. So we'll have it either tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Just whichever day you guys want, we'll set it up. We're just not going to have it today on Monday. I'm going to try to get back on schedule in the next couple of weeks, but I am going to be moving next month. So again, it's going to be some times where I have to make adjustments with regard to where we have these mentoring sessions. But I'll make myself as available to you guys as possible for those mentoring sessions. You guys just got to let me know when you guys want them. All right. Anyways, nothing else here, guys. Let's see. Maddie said, he said that's a nasty range. He's out for the day. See you tomorrow, Sean. Definitely, Maddie. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Daniel's done for the day too. Sorry, Daniel. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Omar is asking if I'm moving out of Cali. No, I'm probably never going to move out of Cali. Yeah, I'm probably never going to move out of California. California is too good. Laws here suck, but I'm never can't beat the weather in California. So I'm probably never going to move out of California. It's expensive and the laws suck, but it is what it is. It's the balance that you need. Yeah, I thought about moving out of California for the past couple of years, but I visited Texas, didn't like Texas, went to Vegas, didn't really like Vegas, not to live at least. So I'm probably gonna stick here in California. Nick said moving up north further, Oregon. Definitely not Oregon. I can't do that type of weather out there. So yeah, Oregon's definitely a no for me. Fortunately, yeah, I can't do the rainy weather out there. You just can't beat California weather. It's always sunny here. It's always nice. I live near the beach, so it's a win-win. Omar said San Diego. Possibly. I've lived in San Diego before. I was living in Gaslamp for a while. So I lived in Gaslamp for like 5 years, downtown San Diego. I like San Diego, but San Diego is, if I was to move back to San Diego, it'd probably be like in Little Italy or like La Jolla. I wouldn't live in downtown anymore. It's like Bumville down there. You guys have been, it's like any other downtown city. If you guys have been to downtown, any downtown areas, it's pretty bad everywhere. Except for Chicago. Chicago probably has like the cleanest downtown I've been to, surprisingly. Yeah, Oscar said La Jolla is so nice. Yeah, no, definitely. La Jolla is definitely someplace where I want to like live long term if I was to buy a house down there. For sure. Yeah, Cameron, you're down there, so they're at UCSD. Yeah, La Jolla is pretty similar to like where I'm looking. Like I'm looking over here like Newport Beach, Irvine, La Jolla. They're all pretty much kind of similar. Yeah, Del Mar too. D. Del Mar's pretty nice. It's like before it gets all crazy down south. All right, guys, so it's about 2 minutes till 8. I don't see any other entries here. There's no entry for us to take here at the moment, so there's nothing for you guys to really focus on or look for. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I know we're kind of going off topic, but there's nothing for us to look at here. In order for us to have an entry, we need to have a higher high or a lower low. As you guys can see over here, there's none of those. We currently have a lower high right here, and we have a higher low right here. Price is pretty much just going back and forth sideways. It's consolidating until, I guess, 8 o'clock where it's going to have some movement. I don't think there's any other news events for today, so I don't see anything here. Yeah, there's no other news events today. Actually, so there's a 3-month bill auction and 6-month bill auction over here at 8:30. This is way after 8, so we're not looking to take any trades, but it's low impact, so I'm not expecting too much to happen there. A lot of the news events happen tomorrow. So tomorrow we have some high impact news. Same with Wednesday, same with Thursday, and same with Friday. So yeah, if there's anything else that you guys want me to cover, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, again, there's no mentoring session for today, guys. If you guys want to schedule it for a certain day, just let me know. I'll post up a poll in the group if you guys can vote. I'll actually do that right now. Let's see, poll. When to host this week. So we got Tuesday, 2 p.m. Wednesday, 2 p.m. Thursday, 2 p.m. Friday, 2 p.m. So I'll put the poll up right there, guys. If you guys want to vote on it, please do. So I'll hold it whenever you guys want it, just not today. I'll just put it in the premium group. There's no point in me putting it in the public group. So I'll just leave it there, guys. So, or actually, I'll just post it there just for sake so that you guys can vote, because you guys will have access to it if you guys join in on the YouTube. All right. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com, or you guys can message me on Telegram. Telegram is probably the fastest way to get in touch with me, guys. So if you guys have any quick questions, just message me on Telegram. I'm typically on it like all day. So if there's anything that you guys need help with, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if it's a more detailed question, we'll save it for the mentoring session. Yeah, no profito here from Eunice. So it looks like a lot of you guys are probably not having any trades today. It's all good. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, all right, one more question here from CJ. CJ mentioned, or he asked, hey, Sean, how long does it take for FTMO to consolidate accounts? I think it depends. So it depends on when you're consolidating. If you're already funded on the accounts, then it's usually a pretty quick process. It takes like maybe a day or a couple of days. But if you're just getting funded like on 2 different accounts, then they need to process your funded account plus consolidate. I think it'll take like maybe a couple of days, if not a week, because it takes about a week for them to pass you on to the funded accounts. And then if you need to consolidate, it's like a 2-step process. They first fund you and then they consolidate. But if you do it all at once, so when you get funded, they'll ask you a question if there's anything special that you need with the accounts. That's what I did last time when I had to do my challenges over again. You could just tell them at the time of your funding that, okay, I want to consolidate these 2. And then it usually happens all in one process. But it'll take like between a couple of days to a week, depending on when you're asking for it. But all right, guys. So I think that's it. All right, guys. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out.